Hello, in this video I'm going to be going over BGS early. This is probably the hardest of all bit clips. The actual bit clip itself is the easiest, but the stuff you have to do after the bit clip is really hard. So we'll go right away. You're going to enter this room not in Talon Trot, and you're going to do a full beak barge right when you enter. This raw guy might be in the way. You can either kill him with a beak barge or you can gold feather him if he comes at you. So gold feather him. There's my coordinates. You can do your next beak barge when Banjo looks to his right fully. Do a short beak barge. Same thing. Those are your coordinates. Bear punch. Now here, Banjo's going to stop moving when he looks fully to his right, but you have to wait a bit longer before you can do your next step because you need to wait for the camera to stop changing. Right after he looks fully to his left, I guess. That's when you can do your next step. The next step is to hold Z and face straight right. So you're just gonna hold Z, face straight right, just like that. Now this is where your angle should be. After that, you're just gonna do 2 bear punches. Wait till he looks fully to his right. There's your coordinates. Another bear punch. Wait till he looks fully to his right. There's your coordinates. Now you're gonna get into first person. Go to the left here. Now right at this like green dot goes off screen, that's when you pause. I was 1 frame late there. 1 frame early there. Because you could tell that one was 1 frame early because a part of that green dot was on screen still. Still a frame early. Okay, that was the frame. So all this stuff is going away, but it doesn't matter. You can tell if it's the frame, if there's no green dot here, if you can't see it underneath, and if like you can see like a good amount of the green here, like some of the green here after the corner. It shouldn't be that hard to recognize, but anyways, next you're gonna do 1 punch cancel. There's your coordinates. That's the angle you do the twirly at. You just have to wait for the camera to settle just a bit, and then you can do your punch cancel. You should just look around here to see if it flickers. Now punch cancel. Things shifted. There's your new coordinates. Get into first person. Go to the right. Right when this corner goes off screen, that's when you pause. And this is the pause screen. You should look at this first honeycomb. It should almost make a perfect corner with this like wood right here. Almost make a perfect corner like that. If you got that, then you got the pause. Unpause. Wait for the camera to settle a bit. Those are your coordinates. You want to look at this line over here, this crease. For your next 2 punch cancels, you're going to do here. 1, everything shifted here a bit, it flickered. 1 more, everything shifted and flickered. Now you're going to get into first person. Those are your coordinates. Turn to the right. See that brown spot at the wall here? Right after this brown spot goes off screen, that's when you pause. And then that's the right pause screen. This yellow feather and red feather should be directly to the right of this post specifically, this wooden post. There shouldn't be much of a gap between them. And that's the cue for if you got the pause. If you got it, unpause. Now you're going to do 2 punch cancels. You can look at this if you want again, or just YOLO the punch cancels, which is what I do. There's your coordinates. That's the angle. 1. There's the punch cancel. Okay, so now you're going to beak bust here at the peak of your jump. Now here, this is the difficult part. Right away, you're going to be doing some inputs. While you're beak busting, you're going to hold straight right on the joystick. You're going to walk just a bit, probably until about here, and then you're going to roll. Then you're going to roll until you're past the wall. Then you're going to jump flutter. While you're rolling and jump fluttering, you're going to press left C once so the camera flips. I'll show what that looks like right now. Walk to the right, now roll, jump flutter, now press left C once. Now the camera will flip. So now you basically want the camera to flip, so right after you press left C, then you're going to switch your joystick to left instead of to right. Takes a bit of practice, but it's really consistent. After that roll, double tap A. Try not to do a flutter cancel, but don't make your flutter too long. Just double tap A again, and now do a big jump. Big jump, then flutter at the peak of your jump, and you should land at about this black spot right here, this bigger black spot. Now you're going to do the same type of movement. You're going to walk a bit, then roll. Then at the end of your roll, jump flutter, small jump flutter, another small jump flutter, then a big jump flutter. Then you should land around here. You want to roll off right about at this green dot. This is the first way of getting into the water. Getting into the water is the most difficult part of this trick for sure. You're going to try and roll towards this direction. Right after, you're going to walk here, roll off this way, then jump towards this tunnel over here, towards the right side of the tunnel if you can. As far right as possible without going inbounds. So you're going to flutter right when Banjo goes under this part. And then wait until Banjo goes up. And then down a tiny bit. Right after he goes up, then beak bust. That's the most difficult part. I'll show it in faster motions. Banjo goes up and down when he flutters. Right after the second time he goes up in his flutter, that's when you beak bust. If that makes sense. Right there. Now you're gonna hopefully get into the water and take off spam B to the right. A bit tiny up of right, but basically to the right. You're gonna try swimming towards the honeycomb box up there. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna take off in a downward angle that's just like that automatically. You're gonna hold B, count your strokes. You're gonna hold down here until Banjo's just at a slight upwards angle. So right there, he's at a slight upwards angle. Go towards the hive. Now keep the slight upwards angle, and then on the 5th stroke, you're gonna hold down sharply to surface even greater, and you're gonna keep holding R. Here, surface, you're gonna mash Z during the 5th stroke. Hold forward and hold R so you keep your camera facing that way. You're gonna take a damage. Now you're gonna roll towards the loading zone. There's a loading zone, you should be able to see it. You're gonna roll towards there, jump, and flutter in. If you don't get a roll off, it's okay. You just have to relax. You can do a short jump flutter without surfacing over here. So you do a short jump flutter towards the loading zone from here if you mess up the roll. And then you should be able to navigate towards the loading zone there. Sometimes what can happen is you can get a big zip. I didn't get it in this video, but what can happen is once you beak bust here, sometimes you can randomly teleport all the way to that corner over there. Just letting you know that so it doesn't catch you off guard. If that happens, then you can still do the trick. You just have to roll more like down right-ish and then jump into the loading zone. But I don't have an example here. So that's how you do it with the first way. That's basically how you do BGS early. It's really difficult. I'm going to show a second way of doing the navigation. So this is the second way of just getting in the water. You can do either or, whichever one you feel comfortable with. This is just both ways that I figured out. Do the same thing. Walk a bit to the right, roll, jump flutter, small jump flutter, big jump flutter. Now here, it's really important you want to extend your flutters, your last flutters as much as possible. Roll, jump flutter, jump flutter. Now you want to do this jump flutter as far as you possibly can. What you're going to do now, this is just a separate way of getting into the water. You're going to walk close to the corner here, walk off, then just peck towards the middle of that tunnel instead. And then you're going to spam Z during the end of your peck. And that should get you at a good height. It gets you at a really, really good height, but sometimes it can be hard knowing where you have to peck towards. So right here, you're going to walk about until here and then walk off. Now you're going to walk off and peck towards here. Again, you want to peck as right as possible to this tunnel without going like outside. And you want to basically go as far in as you can. So there, I pecked and then beak busted spam Z right after the peck. And the swimming should be the same. Take off down. Hold down until you get a slight upwards angle. And go towards the honey hive. And on the 5th stroke, go straight down on your joystick. And spam Z, hold R as well. Now you should be able to have the same camera. Roll towards the loading zone. Hold the joystick in the direction of the loading zone. Roll, jump, peck. You should get in there. So that's BGS early. It's definitely the most difficult after the bit clip, but with enough practice, it does become semi-consistent. At least it is for me right now. But yeah, that should be it. I hope that helps a bit. Maybe I'll make a new one if I figure out a better setup later. But yeah, see you later.